Hi, my name is Luke Mund, and I'm the Digital Regional Coach for the Southeast region. I'm going to show you today how to conduct a small group with in-person students and virtual students joining via live stream. So I have my whole group instruction that I've just finished now. I have all my students on Google Meet, which is really important so that I can monitor all my students and interact with them. I've also asked Brian and Matthew to join me up front in the room. Brian and Matthew, please make sure that your Google Meet is open throughout this. And Lisa, I'm going to ask you at home to please join us. For my first small group, everybody please join to Mr. Mund Group 1. Mr. Mund Group 1. I'm going to give you guys a minute to go there. Please exit out of the main group and just join us in the small group. Matthew, Brian, and Lisa, thank you. I see all of you there. Everybody who's joining us at home, if you have any questions, please ask me in the chat. And I actually see, Steve, you're asking me a question, so I'm going to answer you. Okay, so in my small group, then I'm going to keep switching back and forth between my small group and my whole group so that I can monitor both sets of students at the same time. So thank you everyone for joining me in the small group. Lisa, would you please share out your constructed response to our economics question for today? Go ahead and share your screen with us. All right. Thank you, Lisa. All right, Lisa, please share out your work with us.
I think that the supply curve change, when more things are bought, there's less stuff in the warehouse.
Awesome. I really appreciate it thinking. Matthew, Brian, do you have any response to Lisa? Any feedback for her? Any glows or grows?
I like how you used a complete sentence to answer the question.
I like how you used the term supply curve as part of your response.
Okay, thank you for the two glows. Can I get a grow maybe from each one of you?
I would like to know more about how the warehouse has anything to do with the supply.
Because people bought all the stuff, there's not very much stuff left in the warehouse to buy.
And when Mr. Munn presented the lesson, he also talked about supply and demand being linked, and I didn't see the word demand in your response, so I'm wondering how that affects the supply.
Because I think there's lots of demand because people bought all the stuff.
Okay, so maybe add that in, Lisa, and that's really good feedback from Brian. Thank you for giving that grow. That you should include the demand aspect of how supply works for this. So that is how I would have my small group. Notice again that I had my whole group that I kept going back and forth to and chatting with them as they had questions. And I had my small group. Even though I had two students that were live in person, they were able to give feedback to my student that was working from home, that they could do that in a very equitable way, that all of my students were getting the same experience. I would then do the same share out process for Brian and Matthew, but for the sake of time, we're going to end it here. If you have any questions, please reach out to your digital regional coach.